Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mateyena. I already done a couple of videos concerning my hair transplant. My next 4 months update will be at the end of this month, so make sure to subscribe to my channel so you won't miss out on the progress. I have a list of some of the tips that I can give you guys that may help you if you're looking to get a hair transplant, because when I was looking, it took me years and years to find some of the stuff, and it took me a while to find some of the information, but eventually I did find them. So if you come across this video, I'm hoping some of this information might be able to help you. The list I'm about to give you is in no particular order, but it's just for things that you may be able to look for. And if you have had some hair transplant, and then if you have other tips, you can leave it down in the comment box below so everybody else can look at it and it might help somebody out there. Let's get to it. The first thing that I would say is to do a basic internet search, a basic Google search. There's Google. You can also search on YouTube. There's some YouTubers that have gotten some hair transplant. They have shared their experience, male and female, so you can browse and look through those videos and get as much as you can out of it. That way when you start going into the world, you start going into the clinic, you have like some basic knowledge, because I did that, and when I went out and I came across some of the clinics that were trying to scam me, I was able to recognize it because I have somewhat of a basic knowledge of what to look for, and I was able to avoid some of the scams that are out there. You should try to find the best doctor for your hair type. And I have like afro kinky texture hair, so when I was looking to get a hair transplant, most of the information and most of the clinic that I was finding were basically specializing in doing straight hair, straight white male hair, and they were doing the male pattern baldness, which I have traction alopecia, which has a different type of pattern than the male pattern baldness. So you need to try to find a doctor that have had experience with doing afro texture hair or curly hair or whichever hair you have. And then the next thing that has to follow with finding the best doctor that has experience with your hair is, some doctors will tell you that they can do all types of hair just because they do want the business, they want to get paid. But however, you should make an effort to ask them if they have like any before and after pictures, and don't just ask for one picture, that one old picture for like many years ago. See if they have like an album like of before and after pictures of different type of people that looks like you with like different hair texture, whether it's kinkier, it's looser, like all type of hair texture, all type of like pattern, like severe cases, like a variety of things. So try to ask them if they can prove you before and after pictures, because when I was looking, I did go to some clinics who told me that they could do my type of hair, but there was no before or after pictures. When I was going to go get a hair transplant, I wanted my doctor that does hair transplant day in and day out. I didn't want to go to like a surgeon that does like plastic surgery to like all parts of the body, and then hair transplant is just one of the things that they do. I wanted just a clinic that's just specialized in hair transplant, because I believe that if hair transplant is their specialty, then that's their focus, and most likely the results will be like excellent. I will be really satisfied with the results. So I did find a clinic that only does hair transplant surgeries day in and day out. You will never find them doing a tummy tuck, an eyebrow lift, no other type of surgery, just hair transplant. The doctor does not work alone. Technicians are trained to help the doctor, because if the doctor were to do this by himself, it would take him like forever, and once the hair is harvested, it needs to be replanted as soon as possible to have greater chance of survival. My doctor did injected all the medication. He did cut the strip at the back. and then the text went into it and then cut off the hairs, and then the technician also implanted the hair. But however, the doctor did design my forehead and did puncture the holes for the hair to be transplanted in. So the doctor does get a lot of help. He does not, hair transplant is a teamwork, it's a team effort. The doctor can't do it all by himself. I ended up finding a doctor that transplants by hairs and not by grafts, because when you get transplanted by hair, I believe that there's a better outcome, because somebody can tell you that they transplant by grafts, and then usually some grafts could have like 2, 3, 4, 5 hairs in them at once. But like in this day and time, there's like so many shady doctors out there. They can take a graft that have like 6 hairs in it and cut it like in six pieces and tell you that that's each one of them were a graft. So at the end of it all, you will end up getting single hair graft. That's not going to give you the maximum fullness, the maximum coverage. So a doctor could tell you that you got 2,000 grafts transplanted, where it could only be 2,000 hairs, because those grafts were divided into small pieces, individual hairs. So you only got 2,000 hairs, which were called grafts, because I got 5,200 hair transplanted. So I think for my hair texture, it was beneficial for me to find a doctor that transplants by hair and not by grafts. Another thing you should know before getting a hair transplant is that the hair that's transplanted will fall. I mentioned this in one of my videos. I think they say between 2 to 3 months you might have that hair shed, but I was fortunate enough that mine did shed in 2 weeks. It did shed right away, and whatever growth I'm getting is something that I'm going to keep. So mine did completely shed off, and I was completely bald. Like there was nothing there. Yeah. So don't be surprised, and I believe it's called shock loss. Yeah. Another thing you should know before getting a hair transplant is you want to find a clinic where after the procedure, you know that the doctor can be reached, where it's not going to be you're giving some information and then you go home and then you have some question, you're trying to reach your doctor or the clinic, and then they're nowhere to be found. Nobody's calling you back. Nobody is answering your phone call. Personally, my doctor, I have like his personal cell phone number. You know, after my hair transplant, he did call me, and then after that we have been texting back and forth ever since. If I have a question, I can text him, and then within like not even an hour I'll get a reply from him. So make sure that whoever does your procedure or the clinic, they can be able to reach you and help you out through this procedure. You don't want to go to a clinic and get this procedure done and feel like you have been abandoned by the clinic, and then you're left to like just find your own way. So find a clinic that can be reached after the procedure. You should not feel pressured during the consultation. Nobody should be trying to pressure you to get it done now. I remember one of the consultation that I went to, the guy was trying to get to form of ID, gave me a proof for some type of credit, and wanted to start the procedure the next week. And he didn't ask to see how I was feeling, if I'm ready for it. He was just gonna schedule me and I was gonna come. It was just like pressure, like get it done now, not giving me some time to think about it, not saying, oh, give us a call when you're ready, you know. So nobody should be pressuring you. Whoever you're going to, whoever is giving you the consultation, they have to be understanding. They have to give you the time to think about it and make your own decision. You should not be feeling pressure by anyone. Personally, if somebody's pressuring you, if a clinic or a doctor is pressuring you to get it done now, that's a sign that you should move on. And then another thing you should know before you get a hair transplant, this is very simple. Just go with your guts, go with your inner intuition. We all have that in there. You know, when your gut is telling you wait, don't get it done. Like if you're feeling some type of way, you're not feeling right about a doctor, a clinic, just don't get it done. And then if you happen to be going to a clinic with several doctors, if you had a consultation with a doctor where you don't feel right about a doctor, don't be afraid to try to have another consultation, a second opinion with another doctor and see. Like I already mentioned, you shouldn't be feeling pressured. You should follow your intuition. You should follow your gut. So if you need a second consultation or a third consultation, you should follow that and get that done for yourself. There should be no pressure. And then the last tip that I have for you, this is something for the day of the procedure, or you can ask them. When you do finally make that decision to get it done, when you get to the clinic, just observe them and make sure they're practicing safely. You want to be safe. You want to know that what they're doing is gonna benefit you, and then you're not gonna get hurt from it. Nothing is going to happen to you. And then if you do see something that doesn't seem right to you on the day of the procedure, feel free to ask questions. Personally, I'm the type that if I see something that does not seem safe, I'm the type that will stop and say, okay, stop, I'm not getting this done today, and I'll take the chance of losing my deposit or whatever I have already paid. I'll take a chance in losing that and then saving my body versus going ahead with a procedure and having something horrible happening to me, which is going to cost me more in the long run, or could take my life. Because I haven't heard of anybody dying of a hair transplant, but I have heard of people getting hurt and dying from, you know, plastic surgery procedure. So these are all my tips for you. Feel free to leave yours down below if you have any. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next video.